Hey everyone, it's Dan. Welcome back to the Rock Nerd Radio Show, and today I am so excited because ever since the Marvel Legends team announced a brand new edition of Bucky as Captain America, I knew I had to do a Which is Better, looking at the original one and the new one. So that's exactly what we're doing today. Let's get right into it here on the Rock Nerd Radio Show.
Come geek out with us on the Rock Nerd Radio Show.
Alright, so before we begin, as a quick reminder, 2012 Bucky Cap on the left, the 2023 Bucky Cap on the right, and yeah, there is definitely a difference between these two figures, but round one is about the paint and overall appearance. Now I gotta say, both have a nice shiny blue at the top of the figure, you know, the chest, the head, very nice shine to it. You know, you have your basic black down here for the boots, the pants, and the nice stripes, the red and white stripes on the figure. But if we are talking about paint and overall appearance, I do want to point out a few things. On the 2012 version, this star is just painted on the chest, whereas on my new one, it is actually raised. So that is a neat feature. Going around, we do have the stars on the figure's arms and on the back, raised on the back here, painted on the arms, and again, just painted on this one's back. Stars on both arms, and yeah, not a whole ton to say. One thing to point out, this one does not have any raised detail here. It is all paint, and it might just be the age on mine, but you can see that there's been a little bit of paint wear here at the bottom of the torso, whereas this one, this is a raised edge. However, there is a little bit of paint run onto that edge, so there is that to point out. But overall, I gotta say, the raised star is nice. The A is raised on the head, whereas this one, it is just painted. Please don't fall over. So the paint and overall appearance round is going to my 2023 Bucky Cap. He's also a little stockier as well, which I kind of dig. My second round is about the figure's articulation, and quite honestly, I could sit here and go over this figure's articulation, but this was a mold that was reused so many times in Marvel Legends. If you've picked up a Marvel Legends since 2012, chances are you have dealt with this mold before, so of course you know how it moves on the head. There's a ball joint that looks up and down, left and right, a little wiggle woggle. Waist articulation, movement at the chest, arms go all the way around, nice and clicky. God, I miss when they were clicky like this. Arm goes out, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, there you go. Wrist can spin, and can also, depending on what hand is in here, can move left and right. At the leg, we have kick out forward. It does kick out more because of the belt. This one's a little hindered. Double jointed knee and boot cut. Foot goes up and down, and ankle pivot. So yes, this was pretty insane when it came out, how well this thing moved. So much better than what Hasbro started putting out at the time. Now, my new one, we do have, of course, a ball jointed neck that, you know, also moves up and down. I should probably do that on camera. A little more wiggle waggle to it. We do still have ab crunch, and we do have rotation. We'll get that shield in a minute. Rotation at the waist. At the arms, we now have a butterfly joint, so they can get a little bit extra movement. Otherwise, at the shoulders, completely around. Up, down, and out, swivel, double jointed elbows, and of course, spinning at the wrist, which again, you can move the hands as well. At the legs, we can go up, we can go out, thigh swivel, double jointed knee, it is pinless, boot cut, ankle rocker, and pivot. So really, everything that my old one has, and a little bit more, just being those butterfly joints on the shoulders. So with that, round two goes to our 2023 version of Bucky Cap. Round three is about the accessories that these figures came with, and of course both come with a shield. Now this shield looks pretty decent. It is indented, so it's raised here, lowered here, raised, lowered, and the star is raised. I do like that. And he comes with a pistol that actually looks rather real. And of course it can be held in his hand, just like that. He also comes with a knife that, unfortunately, because it's been in the holster so long, is a little bit bent. but of course that can also go in his hand. So you can have him wield all of these accessories at the same time, which is pretty neat. I gotta say though, clip shield, and I'm going to be talking about the fact that this had a clip shield in just a moment, but let's look at our 2023 version of Bucky Cap. The 2023 version of Bucky Cap also has a shield, but it is not as detailed as the 2012 version. In fact, there's a little bit of grooves here. As you go down, you can feel it, but it's not nearly as raised and lowered as the old one. But it is still on a clip shield. I do want to point that out. You know, 11 years later, we're still using these clip shields. These tend to break. Hasbro, please give us a different shield method. I'm begging you. But aside from that, he also has a gun that is in his hand. It can go in the holster here. Looks a little more comic-y, cartoony, not quite as realistic as the other one. He does have a knife, which is a little tricky to get out, as I just threw it down at my lap. But here we go. I think it's the same as the other knife, you know, and it can also go in his hand. So just like before, he can wield all three weapons at the same time if you so choose. But if you don't want Cap to be able to wield weapons, he also comes with two fists, left and right, so he can throw some punches if you'd rather have him, you know, punching rather than holding a weapon. Before I declare a winner for this round, I do just want to look at the two shields comparatively. And as you can see, my new one is just a little bit bigger than the original one. I really love the detail on this one, if I'm being honest. I think I like the raised and lowered bits a lot more than not as noticeable on this one. But he comes, in my opinion, with better accessories. The fist options are nice. The guns being a little bit larger also help fit his like hand size and stuff, so they didn't keep small weapons with a somewhat smaller looking character. So round 3 is going to our Walmart version. You know, again, it comes with different options, more options of stuff you can do. As always, my fourth round is about the price and overall availability of these guys. Now, my 2012 version, when it came out, it was available everywhere. And right now, online, I checked my math on Action Figure 411, and it looks like that the 2012 version is selling for about $27. Not a terrible price considering what current Legends go for. The new one, our 2023 one, is a Walmart exclusive that sells at $25 just about. So this is really going to be your call. I'm not going to make a decision for price and availability because it really depends what you want. Do you want to buy this one on eBay, maybe pay for shipping, maybe wait a couple days for it, or do you want to take your chance going into a Walmart and finding our new one? I know Walmart exclusives sometimes are hard to come by. I was lucky enough where I pre-ordered this on Walmart and they didn't kill my pre-order. He arrived. I know sometimes it doesn't work out that way. So I'm not going to pick a winner because there are some hoops to jump through to get either of these at the moment in the present in 2023. So you pick. You decide who wins round 4. I'm not going to do it for you. As usual, my last round is about display compatibility. Now, honestly, over the years, I think the Marvel Legends scale has changed just a bit where some characters end up getting a little bigger. You know, when this Captain America came out in 2012, that was like the scale was what they were basing things around. But since then, characters, especially Captain America, have gotten a little bigger. In fact, here's the, 60th anniversary Marvel Captain America behind him, looking significantly taller. In fact, the regular Winter Soldier is bigger than this Bucky Cap, and that's who he is. In fact, let me just move this Captain America out of the way. So there is a size difference here. So really, if you were going to try to have a display lined up where characters are matching heights, characters are matching how they look, your best bet is going to be the 2023 Walmart version of Bucky as Captain America. Not that this one isn't good anymore, but honestly, just looking at this little small cross-section of figures, this one is going to take the cake and win round 5. So proudly raising his shield in victory is our 2023 Walmart version of the Marvel Legends Bucky as Captain America. It really is a fantastic looking figure, and I hope you were able to get your hands on it. But before we wrap up, I do want to quickly just say a few words about our 2012 edition. You see, when this figure came out, I remember a friend of mine who lived about an hour from me texting me saying, I saw the new Bucky Captain America at Toys R Us today. The Toys R Us that he was referring to was about an hour from me. So as soon as I got done with work that day, I drove the hour just to go to that Toys R Us and find Bucky Cap on shelves. And honestly, I didn't even care that the rest of the wave wasn't there. I think Drax was in that wave. Maybe he was there that day. But I didn't care that the rest of the wave wasn't really there. I just cared about him because I got this figure, and the way his joints moved, the way the figure worked, I loved it. I know for a long time people have been complaining that, you know, a lot of the figures are sharing the same parts. It makes for a lot of figures looking the same. And while I do agree to some of those sentiments, it cannot be overlooked. I think how important this Marvel Legends figure really has become. You know, without it, I don't think the line would look the way it does now. All the figures that you see on the wall behind me, and this is a 10-foot span of figures behind this, you wouldn't have half these figures if it wasn't for this innovation with this figure. So this is still a fantastic figure, and normally when I do these which is better, it's because I'm trying to figure out which one is better for my shelf. Well, quite honestly, there is room for both on my shelf, so he's probably still going to live somewhere, even though our new one will be in my main Captain America display. With that, my friends, thank you for checking out this episode of the Rock Nerd Radio Show. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with me. And until next time, I'll see you around.
Come geek out with us on the